So I am trying different angles to see how I like it. If I like it vertical or horizontal. But I'll see kind of once post these later how I like it. I feel like with the horizontal, you kind of see everything more, all the niceness, and I kind of just look nice in the middle. But then in the vertical, it's kind of more zoomed up and personal. But today's video, I wanted it to be trauma isn't what happened to you. It's the response that came afterwards. So, one thing I've kind of noticed is that, kind of like what I just read. So imagine if a little kid goes down a slide and they go down the slide wrong. They come out at the end of the slide and they fall down. So obviously in that moment they might be a little bit, hurt. But if, let's say, the parents jump up and start overreacting, the child might think something is seriously wrong. Or let's say they are seriously hurt, but mom and dad aren't listening and they're not even concerned and they're not even there. Like the parents aren't paying attention. And so I kind of noticed that it can be similar like that to different traumas, and especially when I've talked to people in my inner circle, friends, family, co-workers, kind of a little bit about traumatic things. I noticed a similar pattern was the reaction that came afterwards. And what I mean by this, so let's say, and I hate to use this as an example, but I've noticed a lot of women unfortunately go through it. So let's say, unfortunately, there are some women who have SA trauma, and when they told somebody after the situation happened, they were met with a negative response instead of support. I feel like it stores that event a lot deeper into like the core, because the people who you trusted the most after something like that happened left you out hanging to dry. And then some women, they don't even tell anybody, or unfortunately it happened again and they didn't tell somebody because of previous trauma. They grew up in a household never being listened to. The one time they tried to speak up about what was happening to them, they got a negative response. They weren't listened to. They weren't supported. They weren't reassured. And so that situation gets stuck deeper, kind of inside your heart, because it wasn't that reassurance afterwards. As if a little kid come down a slide, failed at the end, and their parents get up, tell them, hey, you're good, you're fine, keep going, keep going, go and have fun, you're fine, you're all right. And so when you go through a scary experience and you don't have that reassurance from the people around you, it brings up the not being seen and heard, not being able to trust people, not feeling safe. And it just grows into other different things and areas, and it gets pretty nasty. And so I realized the difference of when I've gone through things and I've had support versus the times that I didn't. And also seeing other people around me who went through things who didn't have that same support. And so I really believe that the after response can sometimes be more significant than the event itself. Because I, like when I talk to people, when I see videos online, you can tell when people are talking about the things that they've gone through, that emphasis on what happened afterwards. Like people be like, oh, you know, I was struggling, I was going through things, and when I told this person or when I told that person, you know, it went left, or I didn't get the support I needed, or I was told, you know, I need to go. That's something you also see, like, within the gay community also, because they'll talk about how, you know, they're trying to figure things out, they're trying to discover things, or maybe they're getting, especially a lot of older gay people, they'll talk about how, you know, they were maybe bullied and chastised, and when they would try to, you know, tell the closest people around them and try to get that support, they were kicked out. And so instead of that reassurance and safety and security, it got another layer of trauma added onto it. And so I really noticed how that is a key part, and especially when you're trying to heal and grow and become a better person, kind of ask yourself what happened afterwards, because the initial event may not even be the thing that's holding you back. It might have been, what was that after response? Did you feel abandoned? Did you feel unseen and unheard? Did you feel like you didn't have any support, any help, anybody to talk to, isolation, like you couldn't trust people? So all of that stuff gets stored, and then it branches out into other things. And so I think that's an important part of healing and growing, is what was the after effect. Because bad things are going to happen in life. They're always going to happen in life. Your car broke down, this and that. It's always going to be something. But did you feel as if your needs got met after that traumatic situation? And if you didn't, what needs weren't met? And so just ask yourself, go through some things, in the past, I know definitely for me, myself and I, it was not being able, feel like I could trust people to tell them because they had already hurt my feelings in the past multiple times. And then when I would say something, they would ignore me or try to belittle the things that I do, or will sit there and put me down for the things that I say, and then things that I say and do, and then turn right back around and do the exact same thing that I just said, even though they were just hating 10 minutes before, but then they turned around and would do. So for me, it was definitely that, not feeling like I could trust people to tell them, and feeling unseen and heard, and feeling like people wouldn't care. I've definitely had to work on that. Luckily, as I've grown older, became an adult, I was able to have a lot more positive experiences with the world. And I might need to make a video on it. Okay. I guess that'll be the next one. Alright. I shall see you guys in the next video that I'm going to make probably immediately after this, because this just came on my brain.